Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 8. We are done, which was super exciting. I hope everyone had a really good semester. For this final discussion forum, I'm going to answer one or more of the following questions. In your reading or recent writing, identify a central claim you made in a persuasive piece. So I'm going to use what we had for our last writing assignment. I had made the argument that women in America today are deciding to stay single versus getting into relationships or getting into marriages. And I think that this topic is relevant as of today because the numbers are dropping and divorce is pretty high on the list right now. Describe this claim and explain its significance within the context of the argument. Like I was saying, I feel like this is very relevant right now. I've been seeing, things like the 4B movement and the Me Too movement and all of these different concepts that are now being kind of woken up in women. And I don't want to use like the term woke, but I just feel like women are now identifying and recognizing, or at least coming to terms with the fact that it is, in some cases, I'm not going to say all cases, better for a woman to stay single than it is to get into a, say, 50-50 relationship with a male. And what makes this claim compelling or convincing? It's kind of relevant. There are many women, especially between the ages of 30 and 40, that are not in long-term committed relationships, or they're not married or have never been married. I think that this is kind of a social cue that this is something that we should be paying attention to. And I'm not blaming men. I am just merely saying that something within our society has changed, and where it was constantly a woman's goal to find a partner or find a mate because that is where in society we held value, that has somehow changed. That is, the script has changed. And then discuss the types of appeals you used to support your claim, and why were they logical, emotional, or ethical, or were they? The types of appeals I used to support my claim, I used a lot of factual based information that were coming from statistics. So I used basically logical evidence through my essay, which I kind of loaded it front forward with all that information. I'm talking about like percentages of women who are still not, that the wage gap has still not been completely put together. So men are still making more money than women in households, and that women who end up becoming pregnant 9 times out of 10 become single parents, and then that woman who is not even making as much as her husband is now single, and she either has to go on state welfare or get help from the government to supplement that income, and 9 times out of 10 she's not going to be able to find a job that equates to what her husband or partner was making. I also brought in, so kind of like an emotional claim. There's this big trend on TikTok, which is called 50-50. And it's basically identifying when people get into a heterosexual relationship. And I guess this could also work in non-heterosexual relationships. But if you find yourself in a heterosexual relationship and you are going 50-50 with that partner, 9 times out of 10, that partner is not there to support you or help you out in the long run. So a lot of women are pointing out and identifying that their partners are making them go 50-50, and those relationships do not last. And I think on an ethical standpoint, again, bringing in that information on women not being able to get a leg up in most situations when it comes to money and finances. And unless they have focused primarily all of their time and energy on their career and their finances, a lot like men do, and to decide not to have children or to get married, that is literally the only way they're getting ahead in life. So that's my answers. Thanks.